All right. It's been a little while since I've made one of these videos in my van, so thought it was time. One topic that's been on my mind recently has to do with getting addicted to nicotine replacement therapy products. So in my experience working in the tobacco cessation industry for the past 12 years, the most common products that people will get dependent upon is the nicotine lozenge or the nicotine gum. Not so much the nicotine patch or the spray or the inhaler. It's usually the gum or the lozenge. That's tends to be where people form a dependence on it if they do it all. So generally it's recommended to use the nicotine replacement for about 8, maybe 12 weeks altogether. Sometimes more or sometimes longer, depending on your addiction level or how long you've been a tobacco user. So in some situations it can be beneficial to stay on the nicotine replacement for a longer period of time, but generally it's the 8 to 12 weeks is the standard schedule for that. And then as you get closer to the 7-8 week mark, you gradually taper off of the nicotine, so you can gradually step off of it. There are some situations where people will stay on the nicotine replacement for several months, and in some situations several years. So that can happen. Nicotine is highly addictive, and over the years that I've worked in this industry, it's generally the gum or the lozenge where people will form a dependence on it. I actually went into this topic in much greater detail in a podcast, which I can link below in the comments section. So I just thought I would share some general thoughts about that. If you're out there and you've got a dependence on the lozenge or the gum or some other form of nicotine replacement therapy, certainly you're not alone. There's certainly others out there that have been in a similar situation. So I would say just a few general thoughts about getting off of the nicotine if that's your plan, right? Certainly if you've quit tobacco, you're highly capable of quitting the nicotine replacement product as well. I mean, if you got what it takes to quit 2 packs of cigarettes a day, you certainly got what it takes to quit the nicotine lozenge, right? So I would say set a quit date. That can be beneficial, just as setting a quit date to quit tobacco can be meaningful and helpful, and in terms of accountability as well. So set a target quit date, maybe within the next 30 days. Put it on the calendar, and tapering down or cutting back in anticipation of that quit date can be helpful to kind of give yourself a head start, or and just practice changing up some of those routines. If you're used to having a lozenge after a meal or in certain social situations, kind of shake up those routines like you did when you quit tobacco. You got to practice. So if you're using 10 lozenges a day, then leading up to your quit date, you'll want to cut down to maybe 8 lozenges a day or 6, and then maybe break it in half as you get even much closer to that target quit date. So that's just one path you can take. Some people, even when they're using the lozenges, will if they're on the 4 milligram strength, for example, they'll step down to the 2 milligram strength and taper down that way. And then once they're on the 2 milligram strength, you can break it in half and only use half of a lozenge for a period of time. So, and then come up with a list of different substitutes or different things you can turn to kind of help yourself taper off further. So it certainly wouldn't. The reason I like the quit date idea is that, and you can make the small changes leading up to that quit date, is that, if you're using 10 lozenges a day, for example, if you were to go tomorrow cold turkey down to 0 lozenges per day, that can obviously you'll be jumping out of your skin, craving that nicotine, and it'll be pretty intense. So that's why I would recommend, cutting down gradually first before you make that big leap. So, but yeah, it's certainly, it's achievable. It's not impossible. It's normal, again, to be dependent on the nicotine replacement. Specifically the gum or the lozenge is most common for a lengthy period of time. Generally, yeah, 8 to 12 weeks is the recommended schedule, but sometimes people stay on it for much longer period of time. And in my experience, I've heard of people being dependent on the nicotine gum for years. So it's not uncommon. I think there's a reason why you can get a big old box of nicotine gum or lozenges at Costco for, on sale. It's there's a market for it. So anyways, just wanted to share some thoughts on that topic. Would love to hear from you. If you've had any issues getting off the nicotine gum or lozenge, please share your experience below in the comments, and we can engage. So anyways, thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. Let me know if there's anything I could do to help. Please reach out. All right. Have a great day. Bye.